Let's try that again. Hey, everybody. We're so excited to have you here for the first volume of Supersize My Lunch. As you can tell, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I do not do this very, very often. But we are here in the Connections room, and we're live. And just really excited to have Braden with me. Everybody say hi to Braden. We're pumped to have him here. So I know what you're thinking is during the countdown there must have been a glitch because you heard that annoying like sonic sounding thing repeating over and over and over and over again. But it wasn't a glitch. We were just trying to mess with them. So but real excited to have Braden here with us. So we do want to quickly take this moment to shout out to our sponsors. All right. So this episode of Supersize My Lunch is brought to you by the Candy Smarties and our favorite auto mall, Laura's of West Jackson, Mississippi, that brought us the car Pearlescent, Neil's basically dream vehicle. He used, so West Jackson, Mississippi is, if you ever pull over in West Jackson, Mississippi, you got to be careful what gas station you go into, or you might be terrified. So, but Laura's Auto Mall, it can hook you up with a beautiful pearlescent Honda Civic, and Neil could tell you the precise type of Honda Civic it is. I don't know what
Where's
kind.
our little floaty?
Oh, we don't have our floaty. You're right. We don't have our floaty. So, but we're going to go ahead and get started with game time. So, I have explained to Braden that the game is, well, you'll see the instructions here. So this game is called Over Under. You can basically, Braden is our guesser, so we've already done that. He's the guesser. He's going to tell us the answer to each of these questions. So basically the way it works is we're going to ask you a random question, and you're going to give us either the percent chance or the miles per hour, so on and so forth, that you think the question relates to. So I'll give you an example. It'd be like, how many legs does a spider have? Which you probably already know the answer to. But you would say a number, and then the audience would either respond in the comment section more or less, or over 8, or under. Hopefully that makes sense. So audience, give us just a quick yes, I understand, and we'll proceed forward with the game here. So we've got, see, I'm seeing yeses pop up on the screen there.
Did you add everybody to the thing?
We did. So real quick question, random person 115, is that you, Gibson? And we're making a guess here. Is that Gibson? We're waiting for Gibby to answer. Come on, the random person 115. Crickets. Yeah, it is Gibson. All right, so we've got Gibby on here, and we will add you guys for the live giveaway. That happens at the very, very end. But we're gonna go ahead with the first question, which is what percent? Oh, and you shouldn't look at it. So will you get what percent here? I'm gonna turn it just so you don't have an advantage here. What percent of humans are born with an extra rib? 10%. All right, so you in the comment section are going to say whether or not you think that it is over 10% or under 10%. We're waiting on some answers. We'll see what we got coming in here. So over or under 10% of people have an extra rib. Braden, can I ask you, do you have an extra rib?
I do not.
You do not have an extra rib. I also do not have an extra rib. I'm going to get you back in the shot. You just have to kind of do your best not to look at the answers here. So, so people born with extra ribs. Let's see. We got some over. We've got some under. All right, so we're going to reveal the answer. Here's the percentage of people who are born with extra ribs. 5%. That's 5%. So if you put under, you have a point for yourself. What do you win with points, Braden? I don't even know. This is like is there a reward for winning? I don't think there is. But I will tell you this: if you are one of those individuals who has an extra rib, would you please let us know? Because that's awesome. So Drizzled Waffle says, yeah, I've got an extra rib. Or maybe he's just saying, yeah, I got the points right. I don't even know. Well, we'll see here in a second. All right, so here's your second question is, what year did the first laundromat open?
2000.
2000. So if you didn't have a washer or dryer, if you did not have a washer or dryer before the year 2000, he's changing his answer to 1900. That's what he meant. That's what you meant.
Obviously.
He meant 1900. So let's change the answer to 1900. If you think the laundromat was open before 1900, you're going to put under. If you think, nah, probably didn't come out till some other time, then you give us the next number. So, all right, we got some answers coming in. I'll be honest with you. I would have guessed something more than this. But here's the answer. Believe it or not, the first laundromat was opened in 1934. And here's how it worked. You went inside the building, you took out soap, you scrubbed your clothes, and then you sat there and watched them dry. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I would not have guessed that a laundry machine was invented in 1934. I guess the next question would be, not on here, but what year did we land on the moon? Do you know? I don't even know. Can't remember.
In the 60s.
Okay, so 60s. All right. Anybody remember when we landed on the moon? When was the airplane invented? Does anyone know? See, this is why I wouldn't pass the OGT anymore.
History doesn't go well.
Do y'all take the OGT anymore? Ohio graduation test? What's the
Maybe,
current test?
No idea.
I don't either. So someone educate us online. So here's our next question. How many years did it take to carve Mount Rushmore? Holy cow. That's a crazy question, huh? 20. So he's saying it took 20 years to carve Mount Rushmore. Let's see. 1969 is when we landed on the moon. That's good to know. Thank you, Chase. 20 years to carve Mount Rushmore. How long would it take me to do it? Probably my entire life. And it would look probably really not like any of the presidents. I would not have any of the presidents figured out. So you let us know if you think it took longer than 20 years or if it took under 20 years. We'll give you a second. We got some unders coming in. Man, that must have been one talented individual. Let's see what we got here. We're going to reveal the answer now. It is 14 years. It took 14 years to carve it.
Not a lot of time for
That's not. I mean, I feel like...
I felt like that would have been a lot longer.
Yeah. Can you imagine, though, your job all right, I got to wake up every morning. I'm going to go hammer rocks. And eventually it's going to look like a president of some form.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Now, the question is, did they do all of them at once? Or were they, waiting to add? Did they add one at a time? Who knows? We don't know. There's also Crazy Horse. Now, you went out west last year. Did you see Mount Rushmore?
No, we went down. We're going to do that next year.
Next year, we're going next year. Anybody online seen Mount Rushmore? Give us a quick... Is there a Mount Rushmore emoji? Can you throw that into the...
There might be.
Yeah, there probably is somewhere. So here's your next question. What is the average weight of a male great panda in pounds?
150.
150 pounds. So if you think a panda weighs more than 150 pounds, put over, and if you think it is under, then obviously you want to put under. So he said, he wants to go to... Okay, so everybody's saying over. So y'all think eating a bamboo gains a lot of weight? I don't know. I guess they eat a lot of bamboo, though. They say that a panda eats... I'm making this fact up. I have no idea. But I think they say that a panda eats 17,000 bamboo trees a day. Yep. No, that's such a lie. All right, so here is the average weight. Y'all ready? Someone said around 400 pounds. The average weight of a panda is 215 pounds. That's right. So they actually would be able to wrestle in middle school because I think that there's the 205 weight class and the heavyweight weight class. So they could actually do it. That's crazy. All right, so here's the next one. How many World Series titles did the New York Yankees win in the 1900s? Any Yankees fans out there? Or we got Gardo fans.
I know this one.
So, how many World Series titles did the New York Yankees win in the 1900s?
26.
26 titles. Well, if you think that it is under that, put under. If you think it's over, obviously go over. That's a lot of 26, but
It's a lot.
was most of them with Babe Ruth, right? How many did he win? I don't even know.
It's got to be a lot.
It's got to be a lot. It's got to be a lot.
20 of the 26.
20 of the 26. So here's the reveal. Here's the reveal. Braden, you were just one above. That's phenomenal. 25 titles. I can't even imagine. You spoiled Yankees fans. You spoiled Yankees fans. That's so unfair.
Yeah, I
so
just want one.
I know. I just want one. Gardos, can you get it to us this year? Can we do it?
No.
Can we do it? Browns will do it. Maybe.
No.
Maybe not. All right. So how fast can a bumblebee fly miles per hour?
15.
15 miles an hour. If you think,
That's a complete guess.
let's see, is 15 miles an hour fast? No, Usain Bolt can run 21 miles an hour. This is the,
Is he faster than a bee?
is he faster than a bee?
Probably.
Probably.
I would hope
21 miles an hour is pretty fast. I think it might be faster than, I don't know. I think it was 26. I think Usain Bolt can run 26 miles an hour. That's the fastest he's ran for the World Championship. So here is the answer. Y'all ready? It is 7 miles per hour. 7. That's actually not that fast. Like, I feel like that's encouraging because that means you probably could outrun a bumblebee.
You could.
Which, in my brain, I'm thinking, dude, if the thing's trying to get me, I'm toast. But maybe I can run faster than that. Because 7 miles an hour, let's think. I ran 13.6 miles, 13.1 miles in 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. So I'm right there. But that's for a long time. I mean, like a sprint, I could do better than that. So here we go. Here's our next question. What is the average distance from the surface of the center of the earth in miles? Wow. I would have, that sounds like some interesting information.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. 3,000?
3,000. 3,000 miles to the center of the earth from the surface. Man, I wonder where you're at. Like Mount Everest. if you're on top of Mount Everest.
Yeah, where's the
But
the average distance, right?
Yeah, the average distance. So here we go. So this is are y'all ready? Here's the reveal. Okay, so it is 3,000. So really, really close. I mean, wow, almost 4,000 miles. That's
a lot of miles.
The earth is thick, yo. It is that's crazy. All right, so we got, how many inches does the hair grow on a human head in a year? That's a great question.
That's another guess. I have no idea.
I don't either. So how many inches can you grow your hair in a year without using pharmaceutical? I'm just kidding.
4.
4 inches.
Sure.
4 inches. So you could add 4 inches to your head of hair, to your hairs on your head a year.
That's a personal question, though.
It's girl or boy? You know, that's a good question. Do girls' hair grow faster than boys' hair? I
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the answer. So let's see. 6 inches. You would think more than that.
Yeah.
I'm shocked a little bit. Because, I don't get a haircut for 2 months and I feel like my hair grows so long, you know what I mean? But maybe not. All right, so here's the next one. How fast can a centipede crawl in miles per hour?
Half a mile.
Half a mile per hour. So it would take half a mile per hour. It would take it 2 hours to go a mile. This sounds about right. I think that's probably close. Some people think it's slower. Some people think it's faster. The answer is 1.1 miles per hour.
That's a fast centipede.
That's a fast centipede, man. Some of those are fast. You ever seen the ones I don't know if this happens to you, and maybe I'm sharing too much, but I got the centipedes in my basement, and they're on the wall, and I go downstairs and they're like, I'm like, man, I think that thing could probably run. Well, I don't know. I'm really not good at guessing miles per hour. Here we go. So what year did Benjamin Franklin conduct his kite experiment?
History, do not pay attention. So,
Benjamin Franklin.
1740.
1740. 1740.
It's probably not even close, but
So 1740. Actually, so guess, you take a gander. What year you think Benjamin Franklin flew the kite?
Yeah.
It was 1752. 1752. So pretty wild. And then we've got our last question. You're probably like, oh, I'm so relieved this is the last question. No, I'm just kidding. How many steps are in the Statue of Liberty from the pedestal to her head?
like 190.
190 steps. So if you think there's
Probably low.
190 steps. So here's a question. Did you ever walk up the Statue of Liberty
Didn't.
steps? Has anybody that is watching online, have you walked up the Statue of Liberty steps? I've never even seen it. I've never been to New York City.
Yeah.
Anybody go there? Let us know. Here's the answer though. While you're chiming in on that, it is 154 steps. So that sounds like quite a few steps. I'm curious. I lived on the 16th floor of my college dorm campus, and when the fire alarm was pulled, we had to go down the stairs and up the stairs. Couldn't use the elevator. So, which it happened to get pulled several times. And then one time, the elevators broke, all of them. So I was on the 16th floor. So I would like go down the stairs and be like, oh no, I forgot my homework. And you know what? I'd literally sit there and go, should I get it? Or should I just take an F on this homework? Because I'm like, by the time I walk up the stairs, I'll be tardy to class, and that'll dock me. So I'm like, would I rather be tardy or just forget my homework? I don't know. It was always one of those things where I had to try to figure it out. So
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of steps in the hotel.
there's a lot of steps in a hotel. So I'm thinking there was at least 16 flights of stairs. If there was an average of 10 flights a step, or 10 stairs a flight. So I'm thinking that my dorm room was higher than the Statue of Liberty, which is possible. I mean, I don't know how big. I've never seen the Statue of Liberty. So let's see. Chase, you said you missed 2 in total. That's really good. Good job, buddy. That's incredible. All right, so we are moving on. So time to take it into the next gear. So I had asked Braden, and so I'm moving this into the next section here. So I had asked Braden some questions. So what you might not know is that this summer in intensity, the Bible study that we're going to do on the mornings throughout the summer. So I think there's 6 of them. One of them is actually tomorrow. So at McDonald's at 7:15 tomorrow, we're having a Bible study, and we're going to be looking this summer through the parables of Jesus. Like all. So I think there's like, I don't know. I should have added them up. But there is at least, well, I know this. If you print all the parables of Jesus in 14 font, it is 14 pages long. So that's how many parables there are. So this is a parable of Jesus. This is a teaching Jesus used like common, what a parable is he's using common stories and ideas that communicate spiritual truths. So this particular one, I'm going to read it, and then I have some questions I was going to ask Braden about this particular passage. And our hope is that it is a encouragement to you as we sit and think about the answers to this question. So believe it or not, there's a reason we're sitting in front of the electric sign, which was actually, you would think that I had planned this. I didn't. I'm not that smart. But we're sitting in front of the electric sign because it's cool. But this is the theme verse for electric. Now, do we read it very often? No, but this is where the verse comes from. So this is Matthew 5:14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city situated on a hill cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket, but rather on a lampstand, and it gives light for all who are in the house. And this is kind of the very, very theme verse of electric, this part of it, verse 16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. So this parable, again, is Jesus communicating that we as Christians are to shine our light, and I think you can do that in lots of different ways, and we'll unpack some of that today. But one way you do it is through your actions, the way you treat people, the things that you do. Those are ways you can shine your light, and obviously also by the words that you use, right? So sharing truth with people, sharing the gospel with people. These are ways that you can shine. Now, as Christians, we're not supposed to hide our light, which all of us are guilty of doing at times. Like, I can tell you, even as a pastor, I struggle with this at times, is not covering up the fact that I'm a Christian. Because there's times where I'm like, well, I'm worried about what they might think of me, or whatever the case may be. But Jesus is saying, instead of hiding your light, let it shine. So these are some of the questions that I've thought of asking Braden, and so he's going to answer some of them. So the first question is this, Braden, is among your peers, in your opinion, this is an opinion question, no wrong answer here. What's the most effective way that Christians can shine their light?
I think probably just being nice to other people, and especially the people who don't have a lot of friends, just to show them that as Christians we're not bad people.
Absolutely, yeah. Being nice, being kind to people. Absolutely. That's a very, you realize how far something like an act of kindness goes, and being kind and being different. And can I kind of drill into this a little bit? So in your experience, would you say, especially since you're in middle school now, you're in 8th grade, right? So you'll be in high school next year, correct?
No,
or is that no? Oh, so you're going into 8th grade. So for some reason I thought you were older. I think it's the way you carry yourself. You're just very Braden's a great example of what 8th graders should look like. So, so in middle school, has it been your experience that a lot of times students aren't kind? I mean, I know they can be, but
No, not so much that they try to be.
yeah,
It's
sure.
just-
But well, let me ask this question. So, would you say a majority, or would you say that a general theme in middle school is that there can be bullying that takes place?
Mhm.
So, as if you are a Christian, but if you were not a Christian and you were looking at the life of somebody and you noticed that they rarely, if ever, treated people or rarely, if ever, could be accused of bullying, would you say that would be a way they could shine their light?
Mhm.
Absolutely. I agree. I think that that's a really great answer, Braden. It's just general kindness and being different, not falling into the category of being a bully or just laughing at someone because you can, or you're falling into the general crowd trying to fit in. Those are big things. So this is the second question I wanted to ask you is, in what ways is your generation of Christians, right? Because this is a Christian question. But in what ways is your generation tempted to hide their light?
I think probably trying to fit in with other non-Christians or not,
Yeah.
godly people who are trying to
Sure. Yeah.
push you away from it.
Absolutely. I think that's a big one. I mean, I remember, again, it's been some years since I've been in middle school, but I remember feeling this need to try to fit in, and I knew that if I let a bunch of people know that I was a Christian, that maybe they wouldn't let me fit in, if that makes sense. They would consider me an outcast. And so there's definitely a temptation to hide the light of Christianity. But can I ask this question? And you may not have an answer yet. So, like, in instances where you have been your true, authentic self, and people know you're a follower of Jesus, have you been on the outs for that, or is it generally just people still accept you, or how does, in your experience?
Kind of both ways.
Both ways?
Definitely different, but it's not as bad as some people might make it seem.
Okay. Yeah. So I like what you're saying there. Is I think the fear is, man, if I let people know I'm a Christian, like, it's going to be this bad. My reputation's going to be, on the, and when reality is, it's like, yeah, you might get a little flack for it, but it's not as bad as you would have thought, which is encouraging to hear that coming from you. So this third question is, has there been an instance when you witnessed young people shining their light in a powerful way? And so I guess what I'm thinking about is like, is there an example, a recent or in the past, in your middle school career that you have seen people shine their light in a powerful way?
Probably what really was kind of cool when a baseball team, my brother's baseball team,
Yeah.
one of his teammates, their mom got in a car crash and totaled her car, and they all stopped the game and prayed for him.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah.
They stopped hitting and stuff because they were the hitting team at that point.
Oh, okay. And the students just surrounded the player and prayed for him. Wow, that is definitely an example of shining light. That's so cool. I've had the privilege of hearing that story, but maybe you hadn't heard that yet. But that is amazing. That's awesome. But great job if you're baseball team or if you're watching there out there. So this is the last question I wanted to ask you is, and I can even answer this too. But so all of us, this is everybody, me, even Pastor Carey, if you're a regular Grace attender, Pastor Neil, all of us need to grow in our practice of shining our light, right? So we all could grow in this area. So in what way do you personally think you could grow when it comes to shining your light? What's something you're like, you know what, I probably could do this a little bit better?
Probably being just more out loud about being Christian.
Okay.
And like pointing people towards God.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. You know what's interesting? So yesterday, I do a quiet time with my girls, and since we're doing the parables, I've printed off this 14-page document with all these different parables, and so every night this week we've looked at a different parable of Jesus, and so last night we were reading this one about basically it was saying, look, when a farmer goes outside and they throw seed on the ground or they plant seeds, it says if they go back inside and they do nothing else, like literally they don't do anything else, that it's going to rain, the sun's going to come up, that plant is going to grow whether they go outside and do anything else or not. Now, obviously, you can do some things to make it better, like you can pull weeds. You can, on days where it's really dry outside, you can water it. But in connection with your answer, you're like, man, I wish I could just, say a few more things. This dawned on me yesterday, and I was talking to Sophie. It was really more Sophie and Arabella. Azariah was like, he was kind of listening, but like playing with a train, and then Bennett was like trying to eat the train. So they were disengaged, but Sophia and Arabella had this like aha moment that was like, basically my job is just simply to tell people about Jesus, and if I'm doing that, it's God that's going to use it, not me. I'm not responsible to make somebody believe. I'm not responsible to obviously you can't even make somebody believe, but God's going to do it. So like, I love your answer because I think all of us need that sort of encouragement that in growing in the practice, we can simply just share a little bit more. And it shouldn't even really be that intimidating because it's almost like just by opening our mouth and saying it, someone might like slam the door on it and it's like, okay, but I still said it and God can still use it. Or someone might actually, it's been ironic. There's been times where I've shared the gospel with people and I've thought, oh, there's no way they're going to believe what I'm saying. And then they do. I'm like, oh wow, okay, so literally we're walking through how to believe in God with this person that I thought was like totally disengaged. They're not even listening, and we find out that they are. So I want to say something about Braden because, and he may not like this, but I think it's an opportunity for me to encourage him. So one of the reasons I asked Braden to be online with me today, and specifically with this parable, is I actually think that you are really good at shining your light, right? So like I know that you feel like you could do a better job. I feel like I could do a better job too. But as what we might call somebody that observes students and how they live, I see regular examples of you stepping up as a leader and shining your light for Jesus. I see that in you. And I wanted you to know that you are making a difference. Whether you think you are or not, I see the difference you make in people's lives. And I see, even like, I've had the privilege of having Braden in my small groups, and he has regularly answered questions when we're talking about Jesus in what I would like to call like deep ways. What I mean by that is you don't just give like this like funny answer. There's nothing wrong with like a funny answer now and then, but you put a lot of thought in your heart into answering questions. And what you don't realize is when you do that is you are actually teaching your peers. You're teaching your peers. So the people around there, whether they're listening or not is another thing. Sometimes sometimes that doesn't always happen. But in the times that they are, you are teaching your peers. And I can say with certainty that you've taught me. Some of your insight, your perspective has challenged my faith. And so I just want to let you know you're making a difference. And you should be proud of it. And if the audience was able to, I think you got clapping hands emojis. They probably all would be saying that. So, and see, there's a lot of people agreeing. Like, absolutely true. Absolutely true. That's true of you. So, Braden, I super appreciate you and your insight there. So, but as you know, it is now time for our live giveaways, Braden. So Braden is going to select which of these 3 prizes. And again, we've got, it's funny, we were talking about this today, the beanbag toss, LED beanbag toss. That's definitely cornhole, but you're not allowed to use that phrase. I think I might even get fined right now for saying it. I have no idea. It'll come out of my paycheck, I'm sure. And then we've got the, again, Pav's ice cream gift card. This is part of the giveaway today as well. And then we've got a water gun that is actually a camera. And it can be a gift. You're like, hey, yo, let me take a photo of you. And like no one uses cameras anymore, so it won't be that like, I don't know. It won't be that surprising. But years ago, that would have been a great prank. But now it's just whatever. So I'm going to ask you, which of these 3 do you want to give away first on this live giveaway? And then I do need to add a few people into it because I haven't done that yet. So Gibson, I added in. I'm trying to see. This is the time where you speak now or forever hold your peace. We have Levi, Ellie, Matai, Braden, obviously sitting with me here, Chase, Gibson. I saw Elise on here. Is there anybody that I am missing that I did not say for the live giveaway? So if you are on, so I got Levi, Matai, Ellie, Braden, Chase, Gibson, Elise. Anybody else? All right. Bankman, easy money. Just throwing these names out. Oh, Kaylin is watching. Okay. That's cool. A double whammy there. All right, let's see. Kaylin. Kaylin's on with me. Very cool. Awesome. Really glad that you're with us. So we're going to do this giveaway. So which one are we going to give away first, Braden? You let them know.
Do the camera first.
We're doing the camera first. The squirt gun camera. Y'all are praying. You're like, please don't give me this one. All right, so here we go. This is for all the money. All right. The winner of the camera is none other than nobody. Oh, is it doing that again? Let's try this again. Okay, Braden. Braden, you won the squirt gun camera, my friend. Very, very cool. So that was the first. Now, so you've got the option between the gift card to Pavs or the beanbag toss. Where are we going with this? Beanbag toss. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. This is the beanbag toss. Now, I will go ahead and tell you. So, camera, obviously, you can walk away the camera today. So that's cool. If you win the beanbag toss, I'm not mailing it to your house. You gotta come to the church and get it. And you can come to the church. You're probably like, oh, I'll come Sunday. I won't be here. I'll be in Puerto Rico. So you'll have to come to the church after I get back from Puerto Rico. But it could be at I'll probably put it in my office. If you came up, you could say hi to one of the ladies in the office and say, hey, I won the beanbag toss, and it'll be there for you. And the winner was Kaylin. Good job, Kaylin. Let's see here. Last but not least, we're giving away the gift card to Pat's Ice Cream. And the winner of that is none other than Chase, the bank man. So, see what?
It's really behind.
It is really behind now, like years behind. So, so we won't even get to see like how excited you are. But we want to thank you for tuning in. And Braden, thanks so much for joining me here. I genuinely feel encouraged by your answers for the questions. And so I just want to thank you for logging in. We're in the middle of summer. Again, quick announcement reminder is just that tomorrow we've got the Bible study at 7:15 at McDonald's. You just bring a few bucks. You can buy a McMuffin. What do you get at McDonald's breakfast? What's your go-to?
I normally eat breakfast. So.
No eating breakfast. So, but if you were to get breakfast, what would you? Probably
a burrito.
A burrito. I always forget they have those. They have burritos at McDonald's. You guys you will be in Texas this summer, correct? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, you gotta have some Texas breakfast burritos. They smash all other forms of breakfast burritos out of the water. You just gotta go to I don't know where. So you'll be in Dallas. They have Jumburrito. That one's good. Rosa's has a breakfast burrito. It'll knock your socks off. So. Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. But again, thanks for joining me and joining Braden. We're excited. Remind us of your prizes. Chase, you'll get yours in the mail because it's a card, so we'll just send it. But the other two, well, you'll walk away at the camera. Kaylin, you'll have to come get the beanbag tossed from us. It's got batteries included. That's like a $20 value right there. I'm just saying. So thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next time that we do this. God bless y'all. Yeah, it got really.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It got really.